Look, love, takes me a minute to get my face on. Hey, want to welcome you guys to another episode of A Breath of Fresh Air, hosted by me, Aristotle Allen. Today, really want to just motivate you. That's my biggest thing. I like to motivate people, encourage people. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you have a dream? Think about it. What is your dream? What would you like to do in life? You know, time is limited. We don't live, we're not here forever. You really have to get into what you're trying to do. We go to school. For the most part, they put you on the trail of where they want you to go. You know, unfortunately, in the education system, they don't encourage entrepreneurship, I think, as much. You know, like back in the day, they used to have like shop. They used to have home economics. They used to have accounting. They taught you so many different skills. And nowadays, they just teach you how to be a worker bee. First off, what is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is someone who works for themselves, who has a particular set of skills that are marketable or a product that is marketable. And that's how you live. You make this or you provide these skills, these services, and someone pays you an agreed upon price. Here's the thing. A lot of people will convince you, or I don't even want to say convince. A lot of people will talk you out of a dream before they talk you into a dream. Okay, here's the thing. Most of our lives, especially if you went to public school like I did, you were taught, hey, get a good education so that you can be more attractive to colleges. They'll give you a scholarship or partial scholarship or just acceptance. And then once you get into college, they'll give you a degree, and then you can run out there and get a job and be employed by somebody. Now that's in and of itself nothing wrong with that, because I've done it, I do it. But they never really taught us about being an entrepreneur. This is what I tell most people. If I gave you $700,000, taxes already paid on it, I give you $700,000. All your bills are paid, and you got $700,000 in the bank. How would you spend your day? What would you do throughout your day? 24 hours a day. How would you spend it? And if you say, well, man, I'll go shopping, or I'll travel, or I'll just lay up in the cut. I'll go fishing all day long. So granted, whatever you feel that you would do if your finances was more in order, 9 times out of 10, somebody's doing that for a living as a job. But if people could get paid to be in those adult movies, then of course you could get paid doing what you love to do. 1, write down what you would like to do if there's somebody else doing it. Use them as a template. Pull from them what you can, and discard the rest that doesn't, appeal to you. You can pretty much Google and YouTube anything, and they have a tutorial just about on anything. Get a pen, get a piece of paper, and write down like 3 things, just 3 things that if you had $700,000, all your bills were paid, all your debts were paid, credit cards were paid, student loans were paid, everything was paid. How would you occupy your 24 hours of life? Out of those 3, figure out what do you have already that bolds itself to one of the 3. So like if you say, well, I want to be a NASCAR driver. Well, do you have your license? Do you have your car? Do they do NASCAR racing in your area? And if you say, well, yeah, and your other goal might be, well, I want to, like again, quarterback for the 1976 Atlanta Falcons. You probably don't have anything to make that happen. So always take inventory and stock of the things that you already have that will allow you to meet the goal that you create for yourself. Some people say, well, I would like to travel. And guess what? There are people that travel for a living. People that travel for magazines. People that travel and review things for websites. People get paid to do that, to write reviews. To write reviews about hotels. To write reviews about resorts. To write reviews about actual places throughout the world. Put a time stamp on it. Give yourself a parameter so that you can kind of track your progress, So if you go over, there's nothing wrong with it. You didn't fail, Some things you need more time and then life happens while you're doing this. So, always remember that. So like I said, write down 3 things that you can see yourself doing for the next 3 to 5 years. Keep it realistic. Also, see if there's anyone already on that path that you can look up to and use as a template. And like I said, you use what you can use from them, the rest you discard. Okay? And surround yourself, this is very important. Surround yourself around people who will encourage you, who will say, keep pushing, keep going. One of the biggest things that I've seen is that people will talk you out of a dream before they talk you into one. People will be like, man, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. You wanna what? You wanna be an actor. That's dumb. Or you wanna own your own flower shop. That's dumb as hell. You ain't gonna own no damn flower shop. Ain't nobody coming in there to see you selling no damn flowers. So you gotta surround yourself by positive people. But you surround yourself with people, like-minded people. It's to say this thing when I was young, like, if you hang around 12 broke people, what are you? The 13th. So you really want to make sure you hang around people that are just as fired up about goal setting and goal achievement as you are. If people are negative, and this is even if it's your family, like it could be your mom, your dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, auntie, uncle, niece, nephew, cousin, I don't care. If a person is negative and always, it's nothing wrong with a person giving you pause for thought, think about this, think about that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if a person's just straight up negative, like, that's some old dumb shit you're talking about, kindly excuse yourself out of their lives for a while. You want to bring as much of what's in here into the real world. This camera, someone thought of this, but it was in here, and then they brought it into the physical world. So when you speak it, audio waves have formed. You can hear it interacts with this world. So when you speak it, you bring it from here into this tangible world, the vibrations of your spoken word. And then when you write it down, you see it. Now it's represented now in a script, a visual sense. So the more senses that you have, that you can get to engage with it, the more more real it becomes. So it comes as a thought or as a vision. You write it down. Now you can see it. Now it's in this world on this tangible side. It was in your head, but now it's in this world. Then when you speak it, you give it form and it vibrates. And then you continue to stack on like Legos. Okay, let me get another piece to make it more tangible. Let me grab another piece to make it more tangible, more three-dimensional in this world. And then voila, from an idea to a tangible thing that you can use and apply in this world. So always write it down so you can see it, so that your senses can interact with it, and then speak so then you can hear it. Touch the paper. Use get as many senses as you can to engage the thing that you're trying to bring about. Do it. Call it into existence. Real quick, I heard this young man who went to a church I attended, and he didn't have a car. So, but he was believing on God for a car. But faith without works is dead. So he went to AutoZone on the bus and bought him a steering wheel. Just a steering wheel, no car but a steering wheel. And then he would go to AutoZone and he would buy different things for his car. He would get air freshener. He would get brake fluid. He would get oil and transmission fluid. And he would buy it and I guess take it to his home and sit it so he could see it. And simultaneously, he's working his job, working different jobs, getting the money together to get his car. And before long, after working and having a goal, he had a car. He drove to church in his car. I had another homegirl. I remember one day we were on the bus together, and she worked at Burger King. And she goes to me, she goes, Aristotle, I'm tired of riding the bus. I want a car. And I was like, okay, girl, shit, you can get it, you know? Put your mind to it, you can do it. So 6 months later, she's driving in, I think she had a Eclipse. She had an Eclipse. She had a car. And she was driving her homegirls. You know, at this spot, you know, I saw her at the spot at this club we were at. And she drove up with her homegirls, you know, in it. And I remember, you know, what she said 6 months earlier, that I'm going to get a car. It was like, she didn't need no convincing. It was like, I'm getting a car. She was like, dead ass, I'm finna get a car. And she put all her motion toward making that happen. And it's the same thing with you. Figure out what it is you want to do and put the necessary motion to it. Don't let nobody talk you out of it if it's a good idea. You know, if it's about maybe getting a promotion, maybe getting a new job, another job, and another vocation, you know, something that you're not previously doing. Don't let somebody talk you out of it. Put your whole back into it, like we used to say. Back in the day in the ATL, we used to say, put your back into it. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, didn't want to keep you too long. Just wanted to encourage you to, yes, today's the day that you get up and start your new journey. You know what I'm saying? The new journey in your life. To be the better version of yourself than you were yesterday. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to motivate you. My name is Aristotle Allen, and I'm your motivator. So get off your ass. Let's get it. Deuces.